Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Ooni Of Ifes sisters are also rumored to have performed series of rituals in support of Olori Naomi's return. This ritual is to help their brother because they now understand that Queen Naomi happens to be part of their destiny, and Queen Naomi happens to be part of Ooni Of Ifes' happiness. Now, if you are somebody who has not just joined this, trend, as in this blog recently, if you have been following from when Queen Naomi got married and stayed in the palace, you will find out that there was this accusation of the fact that they were instrumental to what had happened to their brother's marriage to Olori Naomi. Yes, that was what they said, that they contributed also by listening, saying things that they were not supposed to say and all of that. Now, with all the rituals that Kabiyesi has performed, they said they were supposed to do some rituals as well. Yes, this is what we are hearing, that they were supposed to do certain ritual also to support. They say in the ancient palace of Ile-Ife, something unusual has taken place for the past 3 days. The sisters of the Ooni of Ife have taken it upon themselves to perform 7 sacred rituals in a private and intense effort to bring back Queen Naomi. Though many have whispered that they watched her with suspicion, the truth unfolding inside the palace tells a different story, one of loyalty, conviction, and spiritual commitment to Queen Naomi's return. Yes, a lot of people are also saying that the reason why these people are so committed to Queen Naomi's return is because they have seen that Queen Naomi is part of the destiny, and they also know that if Queen Naomi does not return, that their brother's reign will have comma, and that is why they are doing this. Yes, they said the first ritual is called Ebo Ifa. Ebo Ifa was carried out in the early morning of the first day. It involved consulting the Ifa oracle with offerings such as kola nut, palm oil, and white dove. The oracle was asked directly whether Queen Naomi's return would be in line with the will of the gods. The response, according to palace insiders, was affirmative. They say the oracle confirmed that her place remains beside the Ooni of Ife, and the destiny is not yet fulfilled. Okay, now a lot of people are saying the reason why this was even done, also that they made the sisters to do this, is because of how they also contributed to Naomi's living at the palace. Now they say that they are doing this because Paropo has insisted that they do it, and the gods have also insisted that they do it. The reason is because of the way, directly or indirectly, the way that they contributed to Naomi's pain in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. So basically, this is what this ritual is all about. They said that day that one ritual was performed in the morning. In the evening, the sisters perform a cleansing bath ritual called Osi Otara, using sacred herbs like ewu, akoko, and ori mixed with fresh river water. They bathed a carved wooden image representing Queen Naomi. This act was symbolic of washing away spiritual hindrance, bitterness, and pain that may have accumulated between her and the palace. The ritual is known among Yoruba priestesses to bring clarity and peace into estranged relationships. So you see that they are helping their brother as well. On the morning of the second day, they carried out a fire ritual known as Ina Okan. A sacred fire was lit in one of the palace courtyard. Into this fire, they fed a handwritten note believed to have been penned by Queen Naomi before her departure. The fire consumed it while the sisters whispered prayer for the burning away of pride, resentment, and misunderstanding between Queen Naomi and Ooni of Ife and themselves. The flame were left to die out naturally without interference. Yes, they did that. in the other afternoon of the next day, they say the sisters gathered in a sacred courtyard to perform Iroyen assay. Each sister publicly declared their personal loyalty to Queen Naomi, not just as a queen, but as a woman whose presence they believe holds spiritual importance to the peace of the royal household. This ritual was, quiet but powerful, and some palace aides claimed that the palace peacock cried out during the recitation, a spiritual sign of approval and, beauty returning. Okay, this is what we are hearing. If the information is correct, okay, Dela writes. They also say on the same night they performed Aso Ebon, a white garment was, hand woven with golden at the rare symbol representing unity, patience, and purity. This garment was placed carefully in Naomi's former quarters as a spiritual welcome, a reminder that her place in the palace remains untouched and that her essence is still honored. The garment, it is believed, was infused with Ase divine spiritual energy that protect and guide. On the third day, under the full moon, under that tree where they do that their full moon ritual, they perform Ife Osapa, standing together in a sacred grove near the Osara shrine inside the palace. There, they held hands and chanted for unity, reunion, and peace. The moon's ritual, as in, they were doing this thing where they used to have that moonlight ritual. They say it's considered a witness. The chant, according to tradition, carried the message directly to the ears of the ancestors. They say the final ritual took place just before sunrise, called Ikansi Aye. It involves sealing a calabash filled with symbolic items: honey for sweetness, cowries for prosperity, pearls for royalty, and feathers for peace, and burying it beneath a sacred tree within the palace ground. This act was the final seal, a message to the earth and spirit wood that their request has been sent and granted. Like, to bring Queen Naomi back. They are in peace with Queen Naomi. They want Queen Naomi. They love Queen Naomi. They are rooting for Olori Naomi and none other. They said they did everything in harmony because they wanted to do it, because they have come to the realization that, you see, Queen Naomi is destined. Queen Naomi is God sent to the family. And, Ooni of Ife cannot run that destiny successfully without Olori Naomi. They already know right now, and that is why they are doing everything that is within their power. Even when they said they should come for this ritual, they came, they were prepared, even with items that they were supposed to come with. They came with those items because they wanted to ensure that everything, whatever it is that will bring Queen Naomi back into the palace, is done, even if it means that they will have to sacrifice, whatever they need to sacrifice to get her back. This is what we are hearing. If the information is true, I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.